Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be installing the Rugged Ridge stainless steel brake lines. This kit is advertised as being 4 inches longer than stock, which for me is really important because I'm installing the Falcon 3.3 shocks, which have a ton of droop and absolutely require longer brake lines. So let's see how this install goes.
You really don't need a whole bunch of tools for this job. Just make sure to have lots of shop towels around for the cleanup. Anytime you're going to crack open your braking system exposing it to air, always start with the longest line and work your way to the shortest. On Ruby, that's the passenger rear, driver rear, passenger front, and finally the front driver side. I've already completed the passenger rear, now I'm on to the driver rear. There's honestly no clean way of doing this. I did my best to catch as much as the brake fluid as I possibly could. Your best bet is to have everything ready in advance and to do this procedure as quickly as you possibly can. The new brake line uses the factory mounts for a nice clean installation. Be very careful not to over tighten these, they will strip. Hand tight is perfect, as they just have to be tight enough to not leak. Make sure to use brand new brass washers on your banjo bolts. These washers are not reusable. Initially I tightened them by hand and then checked to make sure I was at 25 foot-pounds of torque. If these are too loose, they will leak. Now it's time for a standard brake bleeding procedure. As you do this, make sure your reservoir doesn't empty out. The last thing you want in your brake lines is air. Make sure that there are no air bubbles coming out of the caliper. I gave each corner 2 or 3 long pumps of the brake. Once the bubbles subside, hand tighten the bleeder screw.
Okay, so I finished installing the brake lines in the back of Ruby. Now it's time to move up to the front. This is where, things got less than awesome. So the Rugged Ridge kit is advertised as supposedly being 4 inches longer than stock, and it was in the rear. But up front, they were 4 inches shorter than stock. I just got to ask Rugged Ridge, what the f***? So I ended up ripping off the Rugged Ridge brake line kit, sending it back, getting a refund, and investing in the kit that I wanted to get in the first place, the Rubicon Express kit. And the fit and finish is great, the install was super easy, the mounts are nice, everything looks and feels great. And most importantly, it's going to allow for a ton of flex, and my brake fluid's going to stay where it belongs and not out on the trail. I completed a road test of the Rubicon Express stainless steel brake lines. No issues, stopping power was super good, no leaks, so I didn't have to retighten the banjo bolts or replacing the brass washers, nothing like that. It was completely perfect assembly. So the Rubicon Express brake line kit is a definite thumbs up from me. I would strongly recommend this kit to anyone looking for stainless steel brake lines. And again, avoid the Rugged Ridge brake lines. They're not as advertised. I've got Rugged Ridge hood latches. I hope they are a little better than their brake line kit, because I tell you, that's bullshit. Initially, I just went to the Rubicon Express stainless steel brake lines for the extra down travel, because the TeraFlex Falcon 3.3 shocks have a load of down travel, and I was just really concerned about a brake line getting ripped out. That was the main reason why I went to the Rubicon Express stainless steel brake line kit. But the other perk is the brakes are way stronger. So what happens with rubber brake lines, and this problem compounds as the brake system heats up, is the rubber hose expands. And as it expands, you're getting less fluid through the caliper to the piston. So it's actually wasting a lot of potential braking force by expanding the hose. Stainless steel brake lines don't do that. And as a result, you get way stronger brakes. And I'm going to tell you what, it is noticeable. Ruby stops noticeably better. So much so that I really don't think that I'm
ever going to run anything other than a factory style braking system on her. You know, Ruby's she's not a fat chick. You know, she's pretty skinny. She's 4,200 pounds as she is right now, and that's a pretty good weight for a sport utility with 35-inch tires that's ready to rumble in the bush. So again, I don't really think that I'm gonna ever bother with better brakes, because I'll tell you what, I mean, the brakes are super strong right now. I'm really happy with the Rubicon Express stainless steel brake line kit. Strongly recommend it. It's the kit I should have just gone with right away. Would have saved myself, you know, half an hour of my life, but strongly recommend the Rubicon Express kit. It's awesome, and the braking power will definitely make you very happy. And I cannot wait to try her out on the trails. You know, Ruby's been up on axle stands for about 4 weeks now, and I'm really looking forward to getting out to the mountains. So I hope you liked my video on the stainless steel brake line installation. If you did, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you out on the trails.